The message arrived on Earth without warning, a simple data packet containing a single video file. Admiral James Harrow sat in stunned silence as the recording played for the fifth time, his weathered face a mask of growing rage. On screen, a human girl, no more than 7 years old, stood surrounded by alien soldiers. Colony identification tags marked her as Ellie Mason from the Proxima outpost. The aliens, tall reptilian creatures known as the Vrel, regarded her with cold contempt. Their commander spoke in harsh, clicking tones that the translation software rendered into emotionless text. Humans must understand their place in the galaxy. What happened next would forever be seared into humanity's collective memory. Admiral Harrow closed the file, unable to watch again. Around the emergency council table, Earth's military leaders sat in grim silence. The Vrel had made their statement, believing that demonstrating their brutality would force humanity to retreat from contested space. They miscalculated, Harrow said finally. 3 days later, the full might of Earth's response was underway. The public wasn't told exactly what had happened, only that an atrocity had been committed against a human child. It was enough. Recruitment centers couldn't process volunteers fast enough. Manufacturing hubs worked around the clock. Political divisions evaporated overnight. On the bridge of the EDF Vengeance, Captain Thomas Miller watched as his fleet prepared to exit hyperspace. "They still don't know we're coming," his tactical officer reported. "Their defense grid remains in standard configuration." Miller nodded. The Vrel believed their homeworld was beyond humanity's reach, protected by distance and technological superiority. They were about to learn otherwise. "All ships, prepare for emergence," he ordered. "Remember why we're here." The fleet dropped into normal space directly above the Vrel capital. 65 warships, carrying the most devastating weapons humanity had ever built. Weapons they had hidden from galactic treaties, developed in secret. The Vrel detection systems blared in panic. Their orbital platforms began to rotate, too slowly, too late. "They're hailing us," communications reported. "Ignore it," Miller replied. "Begin the operation." The human ships released thousands of small, autonomous craft. Not bombs or missiles, but something far more precise. The Vrel defenders fired wildly, destroying some, but most slipped through. On the planet below, Supreme Commander Grex watched in confusion as the tiny human devices landed throughout the capital. They didn't explode. They simply embedded themselves in buildings, streets, and infrastructure. "What are they doing?" he demanded of his advisors. The answer came from an unexpected source, the human admiral himself, broadcasting on all frequencies. "This is Admiral James Harrow of Earth Defense Forces. You took one of our children. You made us watch. Now, we want you to understand something. Humanity will not be intimidated. We will not be subjugated. And we will never forgive what you've done." Grex laughed. "Your devices have done nothing. Is this your great revenge?" "Look again," Harrow replied. Throughout the capital, the devices activated simultaneously. Not with explosions, but with a soft blue glow. The Vrel watched in confusion until their technology began to fail. Communications died first, then power systems, defense grids, life support. Humanity had developed a weapon that specifically targeted Vrel technology, disrupting their advanced systems at the molecular level. Within hours, their mighty civilization was paralyzed. Admiral Harrow's next message was sent directly to Grex's command center, somehow still functioning while everything around it failed. "We could have destroyed your planet, killed your people, your children. That's what you expected, isn't it? But we're not like you." Instead of bombardment, Earth's ships began landing throughout the Vrel territories, not to conquer, but to establish control. Human soldiers moved with precision, disabling Vrel military installations without a single casualty. On the 5th day, Captain Miller personally led the team that entered Supreme Commander Grex's headquarters. The Vrel leader was found cowering in a secure bunker. "How?" Grex demanded as Miller placed him under arrest. "How did primitives like you defeat us so completely?" Miller regarded the alien coldly. "You thought our restraint was weakness. Our diplomacy was fear. You never understood what humanity truly is." He leaned closer. "We explored the stars seeking friendship. We extended our hands in peace. We shared our knowledge freely And then you took one of our children. The captain straightened. Today, the galaxy learns what happens when humanity stops being peaceful. Within weeks, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The Vrel leadership stood trial for war crimes. Evidence of their atrocities against multiple species was revealed. Their empire, built on intimidation and cruelty, collapsed overnight. Humanity emerged as a new power, not through conquest, but through their response to aggression. Other species, long oppressed by the Vrel, sought alliance with Earth. 1 year later, Admiral Harrow stood at a memorial on Proxima Outpost. A simple stone statue of a little girl faced the stars. Ellie Mason's parents stood beside him, their faces solemn but proud. Her death changed everything, Ellie's father said quietly. Harrow nodded. The Vrel thought killing a child would break us. Instead, it unified us, made us reveal our strength. And now? Ellie's mother asked. Harrow looked toward the sky, where ships from a dozen alien worlds now docked peacefully at the outpost. Now we go back to who we always wanted to be, he said. Explorers, diplomats, friends. But the galaxy will remember, humanity protects its own, always. Above them, the stars shimmered with possibility and with warning.